earth is a place of perdition. Devils. The opposing prince will deploy all of his vassals in order to gain victory in the last battle on this earth, and in their darkness these beings believe that they will win. Admittedly, he will be very successful with people on this earth. The close of the judgment comes, the last day of this earth. Yet the apparent victory will be his assured loss, because those he believes himself to have won will be removed from his influence and banished into matter again in order to advance once more. And many of his vassals will also be banished into the hard form, since they will have descended so low that their spiritual substance solidifies, and thus the being forfeits its self-awareness again and, dissolved into individual tiny particles, must repeat the process across the earth again. Many of these lower beings will be incarnated on earth in the last days, and God allowed this to happen for they, too, should still have the opportunity to find redemption during their life on earth as a human being. Yet with few exceptions these beings only use the opportunity to influence their fellow human beings in a negative sense, thus they admit openly and freely their affiliation to God's adversary. Therefore they can also expect to suffer the same fate as he, to be bound again for an infinitely long time. Such a being could truly find redemption, because it receives the knowledge of Jesus Christ on earth and would only have to surrender to him to liberate itself from its present lord. But in their heart of hearts they are wicked and wholly satanically minded. And thus the opposing prince works with them, and this truly successfully, insofar as he makes many people's return to God more difficult, since their influence is far greater than that of the beings of light which, on God's instructions, are likewise constantly working on earth, directly or indirectly. In view of the conditions in the last days, many beings of light are also embodied on earth. This is because both masters fight for people's soul, and both masters will also use all means at their disposal to gain influence over the souls. And thus the time of the end comes ever closer, and you humans will be put under ever increasing pressure by the adverse power. The activity of satanic forces will surface ever more obviously, and calm and peace can only be found rarely amongst people. For even those who look for peace will be unable to protect themselves from the influence of these forces. However, they should not let themselves get carried away. They should humbly endure everything and only ever call upon God for his support. They should entrust themselves to all good spirits to settle seemingly inevitable arguments, for these are the adversary's weapon to incite people against each other, to disrupt the peace. And he finds many people following suit, who through their conduct demonstrate that they belong to him, who do not resist being taken possession of by satanic forces, and who then will also readily accomplish what the latter demand of them. And these will be atrocities which can only be hatched out in hell, so that true devils will inhabit the earth in the end, and there will be no more space for the few good people who are faithful and loyal to God. Earth will have become a place of perdition, and therefore will have to be cleansed again from this spawn of hell. For it shall serve as a place to mature for the spiritual beings which are close to attaining perfection, and this is almost no longer possible anymore. Hence a forcible act of purification will have to take place, and that which the adversary believes himself to have gained will be removed from his control. New creations will accept the spirits, and the adversary along with his followers will be bound again. And peace will reign on the new earth, which will truly arise as a paradise for all those who remained loyal to God. Amen.